Hello, my name is Gary Schotten. I'm a part of Inspiring Better Business, IBBTalks.com. Today we're going to talk about not being desperate, not desperate. You know, there's times in our business life and our careers, just things are just not working very well. I've been there, I've lived it, I know what I'm talking about, and in the process you go, oh my goodness, I feel fear coming and I am becoming desperate. And you've got to ward that off and not take action in that state of mind, because normally that's going to be a wrong action. You're going to move outside of the best for your plan in your life. There's a tendency just to take action ahead of schedule and become more desperate or even dig the hole deeper. You know, if you're in a position of unemployment, you might become at a point that you're feeling desperate and you just take the first job offer you get. You didn't think through this. You didn't analyze, is this best for you? Is this something that fits you, and you're in the work world working for someone else, that's fine. But be careful not to be desperate to take a job when you should have waited just a little bit longer. Desperation can lead to fear, and that's really what you're dealing with. Fear being mostly the opposite of faith. Fear is a concern in a negative way for the future, and faith is being concerned or view the future in a positive way. Here's the way in things that can happen. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take action, maybe and get a job and get some income coming. That's okay, but don't lock yourself into something that's a wrong pathway for years and years ahead. You know, it's okay to take kind of what we call a necessity business. It's okay to mow some grass or dig a ditch or do some computer work or take care of children, like a nursery, someone else's children. I mean, things that you need to just bridge the gap and take the pressure off. And as you're in these processes, recognize that work is a part of God's wisdom. It's a flow of wisdom comes to you while you're in the workplace, while you're doing something. That's very important, because when you take yourself totally out of the workplace, you're going to find yourself in a more difficult situation, not only because you don't have money coming, because you're not flowing in the work pattern, in a workflow. And don't bypass the lessons that you're going to learn in the workplace. Don't overlook those opportunities to learn things, even in the most unusual, unexpected situations, that you'll learn something small in the process of even dealing with someone in a most elementary point of life. And so it's always good. God will always make a way of escape for you. You've got to realize that there's not a reason that you can find to throw in the towel and be overly concerned. I mean, we're facing a huge epidemic here in the United States of suicide. We shouldn't even get close to that. Yet I know that that's a pattern that starts happening. Someone feels desperate, they're trapped, they see no way out. They're not looking at the future anyway. There's hundreds of thousands of people that are losing their life, that wish they had more life, and yet they're people with perfectly good bodies and physically strong take their life. It's just so unfair. And God always will make a way out, and it's very important. And when there's an attack comes your way, and there's multiple attacks, you can actually sometimes rejoice. I've learned that when I'm faced with different things coming from different directions. Maybe the car broke down, and then I have a broken windshield at my car, and then somebody took advantage of it and stole something out of my shop, and then I thought I was going to get a raise at work, and I didn't get the promotion. I mean, multiple things that are happening, especially all at once. For me, that's a trigger that something's on the horizon. It sounds odd, but I really mean that. A lot of times, right before you're going to the next level, you're going to accomplish something, God's going to take you to the next step, There's a period of time that Satan or this world's efforts are going to try to keep you at your level, have you throw in the towel, make you give up, make you say bad things, make you become discouraged and be desperate. Don't do that. Hold on and keep track of God's goodness. Well, I've got to give it a couple examples here. One for sure is I was in the year 2009, and I just purchased this company in the year 2006, and those first 3 years were going pretty well, and money's rolling in, and I'm buying some new equipment. I bought a lot of new equipment, and then in that third year, 2009, our economy just dropped to the bottom, absolutely to the bottom, and I was basically facing every single customer had canceled orders or were not giving me orders. I had no means of appeared to be able to carry on in this business. But I watched what I said, and I took a strong look at it, and I did the necessary steps of trimming back my workforce, and I gathered my team, the core team, my 5 and 6 people that were closest to me, and we had a meeting, and I just conveyed to them my confidence in the future. I'm telling you, I felt to some degree that I was lying to them, but I also knew with God's help we would get through this. And I said, you know, we're going to come through this a better company. We're going to have better systems and processes. We're going to come on the other side really thanking God and thanking the situation that had happened, because we're going to come through this much better off than we were before. And what's going to happen is some of the other companies that didn't make it through, we're going to have their business. And so there's no way I'm going to quit. There's no way I'm going to be discouraged. Oh yeah, inwardly I was concerned, but outwardly I had to convey that we have a solid future. And I asked my team, is everyone with me? Is everyone willing to do what it takes to get through this? And we all agreed. And we went through it, and it was like 1 year later, like the faucet turned on, and jobs just kept rolling in and rolling in. It was just a couple of years after that my number one customer called me and said, you come in here and you've got to build more capacity for us. And we built another building and added more machines and hired more workers, because we pushed through that time without becoming desperate. We kept doing the right things. I kept my giving on a personal basis at the proper level, and God continued to bless what we were doing. Well, I know it sounds like it's a great summary there. I wish I could give more details, but I'm confident that if you don't act in desperation and you turn to God and ask His for guidance and wisdom, that you can make it through. Thank you for being a part of Inspiring Better Business.